Hello, everyone, and welcome again to the Unfound Podcast Channel on YouTube. I am, of course, Unfound's host, Ed Densel. And as the title suggests, I want to go over some locations for the disappearance of Tonya Sadecky. This is an episode that came out on July 11th of 2025. Before I go any further, please give this video a thumbs up. Please share it. If you're not yet a subscriber to this channel, please do that as well. Sign up. As was mentioned in the episode, this is an area that is very, very familiar to me. Very much like a couple of those disappearances that we've featured in Las Vegas, where I lived from 1998 to 2011. And then even here in Florida, of course, right down the street from where I live now, Kelly Rothwell went missing. Well, we're going way back to where I grew up in Pennsylvania, where I lived from 1970 until 1998, going to that area. Very much like the one time we went to New Kensington, Arnold area for a disappearance, and then also to Avonmore, Pennsylvania, also very close to where I used to live. But this is Brackenridge. I cannot tell you how many times I was through this area, like early 90s, hanging out pretty much for the most part. But as you're looking at this map, just to give you an idea, right down here, approximately where it's this Marathon gas station is, you see that on the map here right down. Right about there, there was a YMCA there. That's where I learned to swim when I was a baby. That's where my mother took me to learn to swim. It's now a Harley-Davidson store, if you can believe it. The building's still there, but it's a Harley-Davidson store. It has been that way 30-some years, but of course, me learning to swim goes back to the 1970s. So right there is where I learned to swim. So this whole area brings back a lot of memories for a lot of different reasons. Did a lot of hanging out and cruising around in this area. So right in the middle of the screen, you see this red dot. That is approximately where Tanya and Jeff lived together. As you heard in the episode, they had been living together for a little while. I wouldn't say long, less than a year, but that would maybe considered to be long for a lot of people, certainly myself, given my social style of the last all of my adult years. But that is approximately where Jeff and Tanya lived. Now, of course, right away, you can see the river is right there. The Allegheny River, which eventually goes down, merges with the Monongahela River and becoming the Ohio River right there at the point in Pittsburgh. That's the Allegheny River. It's right there. What is it? A couple thousand feet, maybe a half mile, maybe not even that, about that from where they lived to the Allegheny River here. Now, so we have to consider, is this what happened? You did hear about this ping of her phone that allegedly, happened in that area. But as Kayla said in the episode, you got to believe that any ping of any phone in this area you could consider to be close to the river, because all of Brackenridge is close to the river. So that makes it a little difficult. So maybe stating that the ping was near the river is not as telling as it might be. Maybe it is something for you to think about. Now, as far as where this drug dealer lived and all of that, I think that Kayla gave me that information. It may be in my notes, but I'm not getting into it here. Let's just say that it was nearby. And you can see this is a community, a bunch of people living very, very close to each other. You certainly can walk this community. Is it dangerous? I suppose it could be at times. I will tell you, did not have that rough of a reputation. Certainly not as rough a reputation as New Ken and Arnold did back when I lived there, and certainly not even today. But things change. I guess you have to keep your head on a swivel anywhere. But somewhere that drug dealer's house where Tonya would go or allegedly went even that morning, maybe, is certainly within walking distance somewhere around here. Now, as far as where the purse was found, I don't know if we have an exact location, but it's designated as Natrona. And you can see her up in the top right part of the screen. You see West Natrona. So this is just on the edge. So you have Tarentum, which if I zoom out, these areas like all buttressed next to each other. You can see Tarentum is right here, and then it turns into Brackenridge, but there really isn't any delineation of, there certainly is, I guess, for laws reasons and tax reasons and a bunch of other reasons. But if you're walking around here, you're not sure if you're in Tarentum, you're not sure if you're in Brackenridge. Maybe the locals know, but you can see how they just blend one into the other and then into the other. Once again, Brackenridge into Natrona. There is no area between them. But when we start talking about Natrona, you can see it over here. Is it close? I guess. Where this purse was found, as Kayla said, in the Natrona area, woman walking her daughter. Was it to the bus stop? Was it to the actual school? One of the two. Just happened upon the purse sitting there right on the sidewalk, as if somebody actually wanted it to be found, maybe. So that would be in the Natrona area, and that is over here, of course, right next to the river as well. And you should know, in this area, going way back, 2 boys disappeared from this area. It is believed they went out on the river when ice was over it, and they fell through the ice and drowned. There are some other beliefs out there that maybe they got taken. You can try to find a little bit more about those disappearances. But here in the red dot is where Tonya lived. The river is right there. The drug dealer's house, the crack dealer's house, is right here in the area. And the purse was found over here to the east in this area called Natrona. If you start even going up here more, it's Natrona Heights, because you can't tell, but there's actually a hill here that goes up from the river. This area up here is quite a bit above the river. It's not all flat. So there you go. That's the map. All very close to each other. I can understand if people think there was foul play involved. Certainly can understand if people think that she went into the water, given what she was saying about her life. But this purse being found over in Natrona does add a complication to the analysis. So there you go. It's a very tight area here. Not really any reason to go anywhere outside of there. Maybe you might consider these woods over here. Could she have walked over here and died? Could have. There's never been a search of this area, a really, really good search. So maybe that's something that can still be done. We have to remember this disappearance isn't even 3 years old. An idea to entertain. And even we have these woods, even in these areas in here, it doesn't take much to hide a human body. And if you're really, really, really wondering how close this is to where I grew up, there's Leechburg right there. You can see it right there on the map. Very, very close. My hometown of Leechburg. And I grew up right up in there in Gilpin Township, right up in this area where the cursor is now. So there you go. Thank you for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up. And of course, if you know anything about Tonya Sadecky's disappearance, please let Brackenridge Police, or as we heard in the episode, Pittsburgh Police, which still doesn't make much sense to me, but that's what Kayla said, and I believe her. Pittsburgh is way down the river here. Please let the police know if you know something. Thanks for watching.